Hello and welcome to the Eternal Quest Tarot. Thank you so much for choosing to watch this video, for clicking on it. I really appreciate your presence on my channel. A special thank you to all the people who have subscribed to my YouTube channel, very new YouTube channel. And I really am grateful for your support. Okay, so with that said, I am going to be reading about or reading on your spiritual journey right now. That is, when I say right now, it is of course a timeless reading. So whenever you find this reading, that's when it is applicable to you. And we are going to look at what's unfolding in your life and what are the spiritual lessons that you are learning or will be learning in the upcoming weeks, upcoming months. All right, so with that said, as usual, I have three options, three piles to choose from. Pile 1 is this golden sparkly pyrite, and I picked out a card from what's it called, Journey of Love Oracle deck, and the card, the beautiful card, is Dream a Little. The second option, or pile 2, is this. It's another pyrite. It's just a different kind, the sparkly one, the white sparkly pyrite. And the card is Acceptance. The third option is this beautiful blue pyrite. Again, 3 pyrites. And the card is Rings of Time. Okay, so go ahead and take a pick. Go by your instinct. Go by the first, kind of like feeling that you get towards one of these cards. And I will, of course, have the timestamps listed down below, and you can click on it. And I will see you at your reading. Hi, pile 1. So if you chose this golden pyrite with the Dream a Little card, this is your reading. On a side note, if you are a tarot deck, oracle deck enthusiast like myself, I would highly recommend this oracle, The Journey of Love by Alana Fairchild. Okay, this jumped out, so we're going to take it. Yeah, it's a very beautiful, very deep, quite spiritual oracle deck to begin with. Okay, so we are going to start with your tarot messages, and then we are going to go into some oracle cards. I just want to draw all the cards first and see where you're at, what you're learning, and we are starting with the Page of Rods, which is the Page of Wands, of course. This is the Morgan Greer Tarot, in case you're interested. I will list all the tarot and oracle decks in the description below. 2 of Cups. So this already seems to me like is a reading about, the spiritual lessons that you're learning through a connection. So whatever connection comes to your mind as you are watching this video, be it romantic, be it friendship, or anything else. We have the King of Swords. What spiritual lessons are you learning at this time? Where are you on your spiritual path? But 2 of Cups could also mean, we have the Strength card. The 2 of Cups could also mean about associations. So let's see what comes up. I feel like looking at the cards so far, this reading is talking, well, the central issue here, it seems like, is a relationship. okay? Or any kind of connection that you are looking to make, all right? Wanting to make, desiring, wanting to manifest that into your life, okay? It could be, I'm sorry guys, I don't know what's up with my throat. It could be a specific someone that you are thinking of at this time, or it could just mean, you know, finding the right person, the right people, all right? And with the Page of Wands and the King of Swords here, I feel like you are trying to really take your time in assessing what is the kind of connection that you would like, and you're really you're trying not to rush towards it, okay, whether it's a relationship and what romantic relationship or otherwise. I'm just going to take a sip of my coffee. I sincerely apologize for all the coughing. I know that it can be annoying. I'm very sorry. There we go. That should be a little bit better. I hope so. Okay, so as I was saying, that this reading is coming up as something about connections with other people, and could also apply to a romantic connections. And at this time, you're really making sure that, you know, you're taking your time with that decision. Okay, in the past, maybe you have been hurt by rushing into relationships, rushing into connections, and the Page of Wands and the King of Swords seem like an energy of someone who is really contemplating, really defining for yourself what do you want from what kind of relationship you want in your life at this time. And this in itself is a very deep spiritual lesson, and the reason being the presence of this Strength card, okay? The Page of Wands and the King of Swords, okay, that's kind of trying to tame your how do you call it, tame your fire, your desire, okay? So sometimes we feel, and you must feel like you actually do need a connection, a relationship in your life. Like there's that burning, there's a part of you that, you know, acknowledges that burning desire, that there's this fire burning, that you really want that, which is fine. It's completely okay to acknowledge and to ask for what we want in life. But I feel like with the King of Swords, you have had certain experiences in the past, and you have gained a certain amount of wisdom, and particularly the wisdom that you seem to have gained has been around your own way of thinking, your own thoughts, your own mind, okay? How that affects the manifestation and the unfoldment of relationships and of connections in your life, that is something that you either are progressively learning or something that you have really understood the importance of, and you are focusing on that. So this is something that you're not trying to do in a rushed way. Also, you are clearly defining your objectives, okay? You are getting clear about why, not only why you want the relationship, why you want this connection, but also about what is it that you want to focus on, okay? So for example, if this is, you know, and for some of you this will resonate, if this is a new person that you have met in your life and you are wanting to have a relationship with them, there are several parts within that dynamic that are going on at the same time. There's mutual sexual attraction, there's you know, needing to know more about that person, there's figuring out like how you can fit your lives together. But at this time, you are taking things slow and are willing, at least there is a willingness to take things really slow with this connection, okay? And that, like, taking slow of things comes from taming your own desires, your own impulses, your thought processes, and really being in charge of your own self. That to me is the strength card, okay? Not allowing yourself to spiral, for example, this is one of the examples, not allowing your thoughts to spiral in a pattern that they have been before, okay? Or it could be that, you know, the sexual attraction that you feel towards a person, you are trying to, again, like curtail and, you know, control that and not go with the flow and like not ruin things by, you know, getting sexually involved with a person too soon. That's another thing that's coming to mind, applicable to some of you, okay? So this is a time period where you have really understood the importance of keeping your focus. We always make connections with people with some objective, okay? And everybody comes in with their own agenda. And sometimes, because of how things are unfolding in a relationship, sometimes we get sidetracked, okay? We lose focus on what is it that we wanted to do with this person in the first place. So again, I keep coming back to, I don't know why that's getting like it's kind of like the easiest example that I can think of. When we want a relationship, let's say, with someone, by the way, I do take jumper cards, but not when it's 2 or 3 of them. We have the 7 of Cups. So, as I was saying, coming back to my example, when we are looking for a romantic relationships or with someone, sometimes the attraction to them is so huge that we land up, you know, making a sexual connection with them too fast. And then that messes up, you know, how we feel, how they feel towards us. That's one of the examples. So this time around, I feel like you have understood the importance of really getting very clear about your objectives and focusing on the right thing by taming all the impulses that you feel, okay? With the 7 of Cups, there's some confusion, but let me clarify that even more. Why is the 7 of Cups here? Why is the 7 of Cups here? This is the 5 of Swords. Yeah, so you're still getting, I feel like, as I was saying, that maybe, you know, you've already learned the lesson, but I feel like this is a work in progress with the 7 of Cups and the 5 of Swords. 5 of Swords, to me, is about conflicts in the past, about the, what do you call it, unsavory and undesirable situations that you have found yourself in the past. And it feels like there might be some confusion in this current situation, okay, in this current like relationship that you are hoping to create, hoping to manifest in your life. Some of the factors that might have come up in this connection might have left you confused, okay? And there is a sort of like hesitation, I feel, from the 5 of Swords energy here, where hesitation in your mind, whether, you know, the choice or whether this connection would be the right thing for you or not. But I see that you are taking ample time to think about this, and the confusion, basically, the conflict in your mind is because of, you know, your past experiences. This could also mean for some of you that at this time in your life, there is a lot going on and a lot of things that you need to focus on, okay? Could be relationships, could be career, finances, finding stability, finding yourself, okay? Advancing spiritually. I'm looking at the mask here, and it is, you know, all about discovering yourself to me. So you are focusing on your spiritual path and all these like material aspects of life, and there could be a lot going on, and all of that is happening in the context of the past lessons that you have learned, the past regrets, the pain, okay, the painful situations in the past that you have found yourself in. All that is feeding your understanding and the unfoldment of how you navigate the situation of seven of cups, which is, confusion. The Seven of Cups, the lesson in the Seven of Cups, the spiritual lesson in the Seven of Cups, is of gratitude that you are in a position to even have so many options to explore and to wonder and to think about. I mean, usually the Seven of Cups is not a very comfortable place to be in energetically, because there's a lot of confusion. You do not know what you want to focus on out of the million things that are going on in your life. But take a moment to step back from it, step back from the confusion, and really appreciating, that at least you have a life where you have options to explore, and you can do that exploration. That's the kind of spiritual, deeper lesson of the Seven of Cups. While I was talking about the Seven of Cups, this card flipped over. It's the Empress. Yeah, you know your worth, okay? You have really worked on yourself, as I said, from the past pains, from, the challenges in your life in the past. You've really grown to, spiritually grown, that is, to fully appreciate who you are and not compromise on your own values, your own desires, your own needs. So that is something that I see clearly with the Empress energy here. Someone who's sure of what they want in life and knows how to create their own world, okay? As in manifest the things that they desire in their life. There's a lot of strength, there's a lot of clarity regarding that. It kind of is a very, what do you call it? This is the energy of manifestation. It's a fertile ground. Yeah, that's the word I was looking for. It's like all the prep work that you had to do to now manifest the kind of life that you do want to experience. I feel like you guys have done a lot of prep work, and you are keeping yourself on track with these cards, the Page of Wands, the King of Swords, and the Strength. You're really keeping yourself on track and aligned. And keeping yourself aligned is a daily thing. It's literally something that we have to work on moment to moment and every day. It's not a task that you think about once and that's it, you are aligned, which could be true for some people, but most of the time it is the need to channel the Strength card, where it is controlling our the way that we were, or the old self. This line could be everything like dysfunctional that we now recognize within ourselves, and we are trying to not act from that place of dysfunction and trying to really keep it in check. So this is a daily thing, okay? And it's good to see this reading unfold for some, and if it resonates, do let me know, especially pile one, because I'm already like very, very feeling so proud of you, so proud of your strength, because I know that this can be a lot of work, navigating the confusion, learning from your pain, and keeping yourself on that high vibe. That can be a bit of a hard work. It's not easy. We have the Hierophant. Yeah, this is wanting long-term, like the long-term relationship, long-term commitment, or something that's built for life, something very formal, I feel like, with this coming up next to the Two of Cups, which for me as a tarot reader is important. I do look at what cards surround the card that I'm reading. With this coming up as, somewhat of an additional info clarifying the Two of Cups, I feel like you guys are seeking for a long-term relationship. Be it romantic, be it otherwise, take it as it is applicable to your situation. But you are now looking for something that can be dependent on, okay, for the long term. You guys are clear now about what you want. You really know what you want. This is not the energy of someone that's playing around. Let's see. Where are you on your spiritual path? We have the Seven of Wands. Seven of Wands is standing your ground. Again, that coming up with the King of Swords. I feel like the clarity, okay? I'm getting a very confident vibe from this Seven of Wands character, this person. Oh, it started raining. It was really cloudy. I'm actually filming this very early in the morning, but I have had to use my light, and I cannot depend on the natural light coming from the window that's right up there because it's cloudy and it's raining. Anyways, so I'm getting a lot of like, you know, self-confident vibes from this Seven of Wands character in this card, and that with the King of Swords and everything that I've been, you know, seeing in this reading as it unfolds tells me that you guys are willing to not compromise, or like doing what it takes to define clearly what it is that you're looking for and really stand for it. And this could be something that is, you know, against the opinion or opinions of the people around you, okay? You are literally blazing your own path, kind of, you know, because as I said, from past experiences, you have now understood what is important to you and what is not important to you. You know, you've been able to make that distinction. You have that mental clarity, you have that mental focus, and you are ready to, not aggressively, but you're ready to, in a way, defend your position or defend your desires or defend your wants, what you want in life, against all the opinions of the people around you that might, you know, that might be challenging you. All right. But the level of clarity that I sense with this spread, especially for pile one, is very high. You guys are really clear about what you want, and you're willing to do the work. That's important, because just gaining clarity about what we want is never enough. Are we willing to put in the work? And the work here comes in the form of, you know, taking things slow, channeling the Strength card, which is controlling, being able to control yourself, keeping your vibe high, okay, focusing on the long term, on a long-term situation. So all this takes time, or rather like takes focus, I would say, not time, takes considerable focus to not get distracted. I mean, this King of Swords, he's not getting distracted. The Seven of Wands, it's not the energy of someone who's going to get distracted, okay, from what they truly desire. So it's a wonderful place to be in, and this kind of locks in the manifestation when you are clear about what you want and you're willing to do the work, as I see that you are willing to take the pain, the confusion, and sit with it, you know, not get overwhelmed by the Seven of Cups situation, which if it is happening, if you are getting overwhelmed, tell yourself that the confusion, I mean, first of all, be grateful. As I said, that's the kind of spiritual lesson that's hidden with the Seven of Cups card. But also tell yourself that so far your pain has taught you a lot of things, and trust the process. Trust that your life will guide you and towards what you want. And the only thing that you need to focus on is keep your focus where it belongs, or rather what I was saying was, what I was trying to say was keep your focus on what you are trying to manifest. Okay? Let's get some more. Where are you on your spiritual path? What lessons are you learning? Where are you on your spiritual path? We have Six of Wands. Look at that. Look at that. You feel a lot confident. I feel like for pile one people watching this reading, I feel like you guys are in such a good place that probably you don't even need to watch this reading beyond this point. As I was saying, that the only thing that you need to focus on is keeping your vibe aligned with what it is that you desire, working on continually working on yourself, which I know is an everyday thing. With the Strength card and the Empress energy, it's an everyday thing and it's an everyday task to focus on it. But look at that. Six of Wands is the card of a winner. It's about victories, achieving success. And as I was saying, as long as you're doing the work on yourself and keeping your focus on what you desire, not getting distracted, okay, controlling the confusion, please know that that is what locks in, and willing to do the work, that is what locks in the manifestation. So if you're wondering, is it going to manifest? Is it going to happen? 100% yes. And like I said, at this point, you can click off and you can stop watching this reading, because I feel like you guys understand this really beautifully. So you got this. Just keep doing what you are doing so far. So thanks to those of you that stuck around and stayed to watch the longer part, which begins now, I feel like, of this reading. Okay, we have the Six of Cups. So the Six of Cups, again with the Two of Cups, this seems to me like a reading, mostly, if not for all of you, but mostly for most of you, but for most of you, this is about a connection that you are trying to manifest, a romantic connection. And I feel like you are a romantic at heart. What I mean by that is, like, you love the whole excuse me, you love the whole, like, the meeting of two people, getting to know them, the connection getting deeper and deeper, being honest with each other, honest conversations. That's the kind of like vibe that I'm getting for some of you. For some of you, Six of Cups could also mean the healing that you might still be working on, and something that is still happening and something that is needed of your childhood trauma. Okay, keep that in mind. I don't know why, but I picked up on that message as well, that your connections in childhood, your connections with your primary caregivers, your attachment wounds that you sustained in childhood. And please Google this, attachment theory, and how that affects our adult relationships, especially romantic relationships. So I feel like for some of you, you might find some answers, you might find some healing in looking more into your childhood trauma. Okay, now let's get into your oracle messages. But mostly I see like you guys are very much on track. So good job. As I said, I'm feeling really proud of everyone who's watching this reading for pile one. Interesting. It will be interesting to see what comes up for two other piles. But this makes me really happy. Okay. What spiritual lessons are you learning at this time? Let's see. We have Ganesha. The Ganesha, an Indian god, is a symbol of prosperity. It's a symbol of success. It's a symbol of positivity. Okay? So as I said, your life so far must have taught you the importance of keeping your focus on positive things, or kind of like the things that you manifest, and also feeling positive within yourself. And I'm not using like positive thinking as kind of like the toxic positivity version of it. I don't know if you guys have heard of that, but what that means is that you're just trying to tell yourself that you are positive, you are you're feeling good about something and whatnot, but at the same time the actual real feelings that you feel are not that great. You might be sitting in pain and having to process that pain. Okay, so that's kind of like a forced positive thought or a forced positive outlook. That's toxic positivity. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about really the feeling experience of keeping yourself on a high vibe. That's way different than when you are just kind of like affirming all day, and forcing yourself almost to think differently, to feel differently. Okay, so Ganesha, with the presence of the Ganesha card, I feel like you understand the importance of real positivity. You understand the fact that Ganesha is often prayed to when we are again in the process of manifesting something. Okay, usually it means just in general prosperity of life, material success and whatnot, but it also he or the god Ganesha god is also prayed to when we want to fix and mend family situations and relationships in life. Okay, so he's kind of like the fixer, the Indian god Ganesha, that is. He's kind of like the fixer and mender of everything that is going wrong in your life. When as a Hindu, or someone who was born a Hindu, I grew up understanding that whenever I don't identify as being a Hindu anymore, I'm no religion, I just am, as my tattoo says, I just am. I'm more spiritual than a follower of some religion, but that on a side note. Growing up in a household that practiced the Hindu religion, I often remember that from my childhood, that when people wanted to just set the vibe of their environment, of their home environment, and raise that vibration, set it right, mend it, get rid of all the like negative energies, get rid of any negative effects of other people's lower vibrations. Sometimes we do encounter people in our lives that are coming from a place of anger, coming from a place of jealousy, which I feel like the best way to deal with it is to send them love, because they are in their own suffering. They do not understand the essence of life. They're just focusing on the outside. So anyways, when families or Hindu families who actively practice the Hindu religion, I remember that when it was time to set the vibe right, when it felt right, there used to be a Ganesh puja, which is a ritual including or ritual around the Lord Ganesha, okay, which included chanting. There are specific like Lord Ganesh chants, Lord Ganesha's mantras, and certain rituals that are very specific to Lord Ganesha, even the kind of sweets that are offered typically in these pujas, which is a Hindi word for rituals. So yeah, I do recall that. But anyways, as I was saying, Lord Ganesha is the Lord of raising the vibration, okay? And where are you on your spiritual path? You are on your the point you are at, is of understanding the importance of your own vibe and always keeping it high, I feel like. Okay? How important that is to attract the kind of experiences, the kind of life that you want to create. And it could even be like, as I said, this is also applicable for people who are thinking of a specific person. Okay? Where are you on your spiritual path? But definitely I'm getting manifestation vibes, and also daring to dream. Look at the card that you guys chose. Sometimes this happens. These cards were just selected at random. I hadn't looked at them before this reading started. And the card Dream a Little, this is the energy of someone that's, really daring to dream, putting themselves or allowing themselves the gift of, maybe I can have what I always have wanted. Okay? There's a lot of bravery in allowing ourselves to dream, and that which often happens regardless of the circumstances that we find ourselves in. So Dream a Little, the card that you guys picked, is very much also in line with the card, with the energy of a manifestor, as I'm finding with this reading. Amazing. Please let me know your story in the comments below if you're watching Pile 1. This is Ajna. It's all about raising your consciousness. Okay? This is the crown chakra, or the third eye, opening your third eye. Wow, getting really good spiritual vibes, and like I literally can feel your energy, Pile 1, people who are watching this. You are on a path that will align you to your highest spiritual potential. Okay? The experiences of your past and whatever it is that you're going through right now, as you surrender to it, okay? This is a pose of surrender, this is a pose of acceptance. As you surrender to it, as you trust the process, know that you are safe, you're taken care of, and you are advancing spiritually. Okay? When a spiritual shift happens, I'm looking at the eyes at the top of the card. When a spiritual shift happens within you, and when it, as it unfolds, you will gain higher understanding, higher perspective, and be able to really bring in and manifest the kind of life that you want to manifest, but not from your ego place, from your higher self's perspective, or from thinking and feeling from your higher self, not from your ego self, which is very powerful indeed. So surrender to the process, trust in the process, and it's all really unfolding to advance you spiritually and take you to great heights. Amazing. Ajna Chakra, that's one of the energy points in the body, and that's like, I think that is the crown chakra. That is really expansion, your expansion, connecting you more to your surroundings, your environment, the people, the universe, and really like you become love. You become the not only the manifestor of everything that you are desiring in your life, but just you become, as in it's a felt experience. You realize that you are love, you are God, and that's the kind of understanding I feel like is developing, is unfolding. You are in a path to rapid spiritual progress, my loves. Okay. We got two cards that jumped out. We have Hanuman and we have Lord Krishna. Hanuman is the god of strength, the god of dedication, Those two are like the biggest keywords that I can tell you for Lord Hanuman. And again, with the strength card, and also, like I said, you guys are really working on keeping your vibe high with the Empress. If I could combine both those cards, and also the King of Swords, the clarity, the dedication, the focus, it would be, in the form of this card, Lord Hanuman. And yeah, you guys are learning how to keep your focus, how to keep your minds, your energies, which is also your emotions, your thoughts, how to keep them focused, dedicated to a specific goal or towards your heart desires. Okay? Lord Krishna, again, Lord Krishna is higher consciousness. He's a god that kind of is considered to be the god that blesses you to gain a position of higher consciousness. Okay? And again, kind of reiterates the messages that we have been getting, like with the Ajna card and everything that I said. You are on a path to really become a conscious being, of losing your ego identities, which is not a scary thing, which is actually a really beautiful thing, ego death, experiencing ego death. So really powerful vibes from my pile 1 people. I am really amazed, I'm awed, and just the feelings and the vibes that I'm getting from this reading, they are so intense. They're so intense that it's getting harder and harder for me to express it in words, to be honest. Let's see. Let's get one more card from the Rumi Oracle. I would also highly recommend by the same creator, Alana Fairchild, that created the Journey of Love Oracle. I would also recommend this deck. It's again beautiful. If you enjoy Rumi poetry, like I do, you will love this deck. Absolutely love it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to read from the book the message of whatever card comes up for you guys. Wow. You who show the way. Look at the artwork. Okay, let's see, what number is it? 33. Let me pull the book in. And the reason I'm doing this, why I'm reading from the book instead of kind of giving you my own interpretation, is because I find that, the card info or the descriptions of the meaning in the book are unparalleled. They are so beautiful. Okay, let's see. You who show the way, the logical mind runs away from drowning. Lovers accept drowning in the sea as their destiny. The logical mind finds consolation in reaching a level of comfort in life. Lovers are focused beyond their own comfort. So this is what I meant, kind of similar to what I said, that you guys are not only willing to do the work that needs to be put in to, bring in what you really feel strongly towards, okay? Whatever that kind of manifestation could be, a relationship, an experience, a life situation, and you guys are really ready to put in the work. And what's the driving force here? Like, what motivates you? It's love, It's really love, whether it be self-love or love of others, love of other people in your life. The motivating factor, and I hope you see this as I say it, the motivating factor is love. Only love can actually hold that much strength, let me tell you that. Anyways, let me read the rest of the message. Even in your unquenchable passion for service to humanity, to the world that offers you so much, there is a time when your most powerful offering is actually and most simply that of your presence. You show the way, you inspire through how you choose to live and be you, who sometimes think yourself to be invisible, you who consider yourself to be of no particular or exceptional worth. Yes, you who through your choice to live your truth, living your truth, the Seven of Wands energy, living your truth, reveal my face, demonstrate my love, embody my presence, heal my beloveds, and love my creations. This oracle comes to you with a special message. You are an inspiration. You are helping those around you, even many of whom you are unaware. You're doing this because this is your path, this is your way, this is your gift, to live a life dedicated to the growth of consciousness. See, dedication, consciousness, of the great beloved that can benefit them so greatly, no matter what their situation or circumstances. You're not doing this through any effort or will. Yeah, that is important. By simply being you and simply aligning yourself, elevating your own consciousness. It's almost like a byproduct of that. So these things cannot be willed or forced anyways. You're doing this because this is your nature, your being, your way. Just as the sun breaks through darkness with its own light, shining light with its presence by simply being, so does your inner sun, your soul. You don't have to understand this or do anything with the information given, although you may find it of comfort or even be shocked by it, perhaps pleasantly. Let me know in the comments below how this information, how this reading that came up for you, how did you feel about it? Like, were you, did it resonate so deeply, and were you already kind of aware of it, or does this come as, like a pleasant surprise, as an inspiration? Let me know in the comments below. Where was I? It is just an acknowledgement of who and what you are, given freely because you're ready to receive such an acknowledgement. You are ready to be acknowledged for the work that you have been doing on yourself, ready to be assured, ready to receive a thumbs up from the universe and from me. You are also being gifted through this oracle with a sign, a portent. Okay, listen carefully, ding ding ding, this is a sign. This oracle is an omen, an issue too difficult for you to understand, no matter how hard you have been working on it, is about to be resolved. Okay, that explains the Seven of Cups and the Five of Swords energy even further. The confusion, certain issue, something in your life, and whatever pops into your head as I say this, that's the issue that the oracle is addressing. But something that has been very difficult, especially challenging for you, that's about to be resolved. You have no need to hold on to it or become more worthy of that resolution. Yeah, it's because people who are working on themselves, and this is a kind of like a common thing, a common kind of like thought process that goes in through their minds, that we need to put in more work in ourselves to become more worthy of it. Okay, but this oracle is saying, like, you have done the work, you have done everything right so far, and you're already worthy. So do not worry. You don't have to do anything. It's going to happen according to the grace of the great beloved, and your job is to allow it to happen, to simply bear witness to the resolution, even if you have no idea what is going on in the process. Beautiful. Such a powerful message. There's more. You may find that whilst you are letting go, the resolution happens without you being aware of it until after the fact. Yeah, letting go, detaching yourself. Sometimes, when there is kind of like a point, or as they said in the oracle message in the booklet, when there is an issue that we want a resolution for, and coming from a place of like work, conscious beings and working on ourselves and whatnot, we tend to think that in order to resolve that issue, we need to work more on ourselves. But the message is to simply let go. because it is going to happen without your knowledge. It's going to happen without you making any effort, and without you having to devise or like come up with a plan. Even if the plan is, like, this is how I'm going to work on it. No, the only thing you need to do is let go. Okay? You who help others are a worthy recipient of the help of the great beloved. Oh my God, this is making me cry. You have been so good so far in your life, and you've done the work. As I said, you have been really focused on your own vibe, and also naturally, as a result of that, you have affected a lot of people. So you are a worthy one, my love. You are. Be prepared to surrender all plans and conviction about what can and cannot be, about what you think you know and what you think you need. Allow the benevolent grace of the beloved to take you through great waves as the seas become calm and serene under the living divine light. This oracle brings the message that if you have a situation in your mind that feels impossible to resolve, the divine has it covered. Isn't that beautiful? Isn't that beautiful to hear? Do the sacred honoring ritual and let it be sorted out by the power greater than your own. And the honoring ritual would be to surrender to the circumstance that is right now, and also letting go. Okay? It shall be sorted out, and your sun shall rise. Just as the day follows night again and again, so too shall your sun rise after any issue or struggle. Have faith and hope, and know that this is a sensible approach to any dilemma, no matter how serious it may seem. For what use it is to bemoan the absence of the day, even on the longest night, when you know in every moment dawn is ever closer to breaking once again. Your hope then is not foolish, but wise. Okay, with that very, very powerful reading, I really do hope that it resonated. I'm going to, I'm going to take a little bit of a break as I, process these high vibrations, and maybe sit down a little bit for meditation, because this was a very powerful message. And I'm usually, when I'm reading, I'm not picking or choosing a pile for myself, but I do enjoy reading it for you guys and channeling the messages for y'all, and for your benefit. And that affects me too. Like, don't struggle, let go, raise your consciousness, surrender. Those messages are really powerful. So I might go and take a little bit of a meditation break before I film pile 2 and pile 3. But anyways, I'm going to leave your reading here. Thank you so much for watching, if you've watched this far. And please let me know in the comment section how this reading resonated with you. And I hope that it really, really helps you now to let go, to surrender, and to feel completely relaxed. The divine has this covered. Okay? Whatever it is that you're thinking of, whatever situation you are thinking of that is feeling impossible to manifest. But it is not so. It is not so. Okay? All right. Thank you so much again. And I'll see you in my next reading. Bye. Hi, pile 2. So if you resonated with the white pyrite, this is your reading. Or maybe you resonated with the acceptance card from the Journey of Love Oracle. So let's see. We are going to, if you skipped the intro or you missed the intro, this is a very you-focused reading. Of course, you can tell that from the title, I know. But we are looking into what's coming up in terms of your spiritual journey. What are the lessons that you have been learning, or will learn in the near future? What you need to focus on, really leaving the direction that the reading takes us very wide open, up to the universe to bring up whatever needs to come through this reading, through me. And let's get started. We are going to start with your tarot messages, and then we are going to go into oracle cards. Okay, so let's see. Where are you on your spiritual journey? What's unfolding? What's happening? What are the lessons that you need to learn? What are the things that you need to keep in mind? Usually these readings are very reassuring, very comforting, and powerful, as I said, powerful and useful. Okay, so we are starting with the Strength card. Okay. This is the Bonfire Tarot, in case you were interested in the name. I will have all the names of all the tarot decks, oracle decks that I used listed in the description below. Just so you know. Then we have the Queen of Pentacles. Okay. Let's see. What is happening on your spiritual path, or where you are? Where are you on your spiritual path? A really good start to the reading, I must say, with the Strength card. Then we have the Five of Wands. See some conflict. Mental conflict. This could be, oh my God, there we go. I'll take this card. We have the Three of Swords. Let's see. Do I want to put these cards in? No, I guess I'm going to keep shuffling. I'm just going by my instincts. That's how I usually do when I see jumper cards. I usually take jumper cards that flip over like the Three of Swords did, but if 3 or 4 fall off, that's just me being clumsy, and I am a clumsy shuffler. So I know that would happen more often than not in my readings, me dropping the cards. Anyways, I'm getting sidetracked. Where are you on your spiritual path? Pile 2. Seven of Cups. Where are you on your spiritual path? Where are you on your spiritual path, spiritual journey, pile 2? We have the King of Swords. So I feel like this reading is addressing, for most of you, if not all of you, a situation where there has been a breakup, okay? And the pain coming from the breakup being here to teach you a lot of things, learning from that pain, okay? With the Three of Swords energy, with the Five of Wands energy, the Seven of Cups, I'm sensing that you are in a state of sadness, in a state of confusion, and a lot of conflict in your mind. And this conflict could be about, you know, when you think about the person, when you think about the breakup, it feels like this is quite recent, or something that is still very much on your mind, still very much in your energy, okay? And I feel like the match between the two people, you know, and take it how it resonates, whether like they can be flipped, energies can be flipped, whether you were, you know, the more masculine King of Swords, logical person, or if you are the Queen of Coins or Queen of Pentacles, which is, you know, someone who is, how do you call it, much more focused on stability and long-term stability, someone who has a lot going on in their lives in terms of their material success, somebody who has reached a certain amount of success in their work, in their profession, or as I said, you could be this King of Swords that also is a very powerful king, or a very, very powerful position to be in, but the King of Swords is dominated by the air sign, okay, or thoughts, as they say, and more values thought, logic, logical reasoning over other things, Okay, so take it as it resonates, whichever is your energy. But I feel like this is talking about a match between people of those two kinds, and this situation led to a breakup. And from the strength card here, I'm sensing a lot of pain as well for some reason, loneliness, and just, you know, someone just laying in bed and pondering upon everything that happened and dealing with it on their own. And there is a lot of strength in that, when we are attempting to take care of ourselves, to deal with the pain ourselves without bothering someone else, without interrupting their lives. And that's a strength building exercise, or a strength building experience in itself. But I feel like this is talking about definitely more so a breakup in the recent past, or something that is still in your energy. And I was also, my attention was also drawn to the acceptance card, you know. So in pile one's reading, it did happen so that the card that they chose, and when I do draw these cards from an oracle deck, in this case it's the Journey of Love Oracle, when I do draw these cards, they are at random, and they are just kind of like, you know, just to select the piles, just different images, keywords and whatnot. But I feel like it resonates in the sense it's talking about, you know, I feel like a relationship that is, you know, that is here as a teacher for you guys, and needing to accept, needing to make your peace with what has happened, and grow through the pain, learn your lessons from the pain. And in the background, there's like a figure watching a memory. It feels like a very lucid memory of a connection with someone. So this is feeling more and more like, you know, a situation where there has been a breakup of two people. The Three of Swords energy, although like is an energy of someone, of course, that's going through a lot of pain. This is a card of heartache. The Three Swords piercing a card, but you know, this is the kind of pain, let me assure you that it's the kind of pain that definitely with time it does dissipate, it does get resolved. So it's not like a permanent situation there, but there's definitely pain right now. Seven of Cups is a lot of confusion, not knowing where to go next. That's the energy of Seven of Cups. It's like there's confusion, yes, but there are just too many things that might be asking for your focus, and you do not know at this time what to invest your energy into. You know, that's the energy of the Seven of Cups. With the King of Pentacles and the King of Swords, as I said, I feel like it's a breakup between those two kind of like people, earth sign, air sign. If that resonates for you, doesn't have to. But I feel like this breakup might have happened because of differences in the ideologies, or like just the way, just the kind of people you are, okay? And your person, or you, as I said, take it how it resonates, but for the purposes of this reading, I'm going to focus on this Queen of Coins as your energy and the King of Swords as their energy, okay? So I feel like your person bought into certain ideas, or kind of believed into certain thoughts and certain ideas about your relationship, about this connection, which led to the breakup. Okay, so it doesn't feel like it was a situation where you guys like mutually decided to end things. It wasn't a situation where there was, like I say, third party influence. It just feels like this is for people who, you know, with the King of Swords, again, as I said, that your person must have been someone, you know, very logical and very like practical, and like a practical decision. okay? Because of several situations that you both as a couple couldn't resolve, I feel like. Conflicting situations could be conflicting realities of life, or could be like the people that had some sort of an influence on this connection. So family issues and whatnot. Okay, let's get more on the Five of Wands. What is this conflict about? What's this Five of Wands energy here? I'm going to get specific messages, spiritual messages for you as to what you need to focus on and learn from this pain, because I do see that you guys are in pain. Ten of Wands, yeah, feeling overwhelmed with everything, with all the like conflicting situation. As I said, I feel like you guys couldn't find a resolution, you couldn't find like a common ground, and it ultimately led to both of you, or at least like one of you, feeling so overwhelmed that they decided to end the relationship or walk out of it, okay? And that has left you in pain, my love. And you're now needing to work through all of that. Okay, let's get some more. Where are you on your spiritual path? Seems like a relationship reading unfolding, but of course, like, relationships are one of the major portals that spiritual lessons come through, so it doesn't surprise me. We have the Ace of Cups. Ace of Cups is a new transformative energy I'm feeling like coming through with this Ace of Cups. Also giving me a sense of like balance and more peace. So there are hopeful times like ahead in the near future, that is. So definitely transformation with the lotuses. Like whenever I see lotuses in a tarot card, feels like you are changing, you are transforming, you are your soul is like going through this experience as or this experience would be a transformative experience for you, a newer way of being, changing your emotions, bringing in more peace, more balance. So there is definitely hope in the cards, as they say. We have the Five of Coins here. Like I said, this person must have really chosen to walk away from this relationship. It could also mean like maybe, they ghosted you, because this card definitely comes up in that situation, ghosting type of situation. Or they might have ended things very abruptly, making you feel like you're not important, you don't matter, and just rejection. I'm seeing the rejection in this Five of Pentacles energy here. And yeah, it's a very tough situation to deal with, and that seems to be like the pain point, and the kind of, the loneliness, the wondering, maybe you lay up late at night wondering, what happened, what went wrong. That's what I'm sensing with the Strength card. But you're not reaching out. You're not reaching out, seeking answers from your person. Okay? You're trying to be really strong, trying to navigate this on your own. Okay? So let me clarify this Ace of Cups energy. What kind of transformation is it talking about? Ace of Cups. What's this Ace of Cups energy here? What is the Ace of Cups energy here? Okay. We have the Knight of Swords. This to me, Knight of Swords, okay, now I understand the Ace of Cups even more. I feel like with your person, there might have been a shift in how they feel. right? Because of the conflicting situations or the conflict between you guys. Whoops, sorry. And them not being, or you guys were not able to kind of like reach a common ground and find a resolution within that conflicting situation, and they got overwhelmed. And as I said, I had the feeling that they just exited or ended their relationship. With this, I feel like there was a shift with them, with your person, which to me is like represented by the King of Swords, where they really listened to all the negative thoughts, all the negative ideas, maybe coming from themselves, or maybe, you know, like from the people in their lives, whatever the situation might have been. And that kind of changed and shifted their feelings a little bit. Yes, that message where it's, you know, like this relationship is kind of like a key transformative situation for you, that is still valid and will resonate with some of you. But with the King of Swords, I feel like this was an abrupt decision. I'm also getting the sense that they are regretting somewhat their decision. They do see that they have caused you a lot of pain. I do see regret. I do intuitively really feel the regret coming from them, how they treated you, how they ended the relationship, how they ran from it. You know, this is Knight of Swords. This is an immature sort of, they behaved in an uncharacteristically immature sort of a way, because I'm not getting like they themselves are very immature. I'm not getting that vibe because of the King of Swords, and the King of Swords is not that immature in energy actually, but this is like them, they behaved quite uncharacteristically and out of character, that is, when it comes to like taking a decision about this relationship and like ending it and like ghosting you or like leaving you with a lot of questions, you know. So let's get some more. But it's a painful situation I feel like you guys are dealing with. Let's get some more on their energy. The Knight of Coins. Yeah, this is, you know, either in the relationship, two messages are coming through. So either in the relationship, your person was moving really slow, as in not giving you the level of commitment that you wanted, because with the Queen of Coins, I feel like you guys are more long-term stability focused, okay? And they were the ones that were moving really slow, okay? Because of the conflict, because of the confusion, and feeling overwhelmed. And that could be, that in itself could be one of the conflict issues, like conflicting issues between you guys, as in made you wonder like when is this person really gonna show up in the relationship in the way that I need them to, and them just moving slow like a tortoise or a turtle, whatever that is. I can never tell the difference, but a slow moving creature nonetheless. So like the way it was unfolding, and you know how slow they were to go through the relationship with you, that might be one of the things that created a conflict. Okay, this fell off, the King of Cups. So like I said, I definitely do feel like they are regretting their decision 100%. They still have feelings for you, and they still very much think about you, okay? And emotionally speaking, this connection seems to be like one with a lot of depth. And there was a lot of emotional kind of resonance. I'm also getting the message that they really appreciated who you were and how you were in the relationship. And there's definitely a lot of sadness and regret coming from your person as well. All right? Let's get some more. What was happening in this relationship? This is what happens, and I love that, you know, tarot readings can go anywhere, really, and bring up things that you need to hear, the messages that you need to hear. We ask a question, but sometimes something very different comes through. We have the world. The world is about endings. I feel like they feel that they have, because of the way that they have behaved in this connection and the way they left things, I feel like they are thinking like, there is no chance to recover from it. All right? And they too feel like they need to bring in that acceptance. You need to accept that things have ended, and they need to accept that things have ended, and there would be no, or they don't see a chance that this can be repaired. Okay? I know that that's a difficult message to hear, something that maybe most of you, if not all of you, did not want to hear. But I hope that you understand that through a tarot reading, when such a thing comes up and we read into, their energies, it's good to know where they are at. And why it's good to know, because it keeps you grounded, it keeps you real, it keeps you focused on what you need to deal with, which is, I know you're already dealing with a lot, but like healing yourself through the pain. Okay? And it's almost like this reading is saying that, you kind of need to accept things as they are right now and focus on healing the pain. The Strength and the Three of Swords card kind of bracketing that first row. That's kind of like the central or the major theme that needs to happen, that, for now, for right now. Okay, never take a tarot reading as something that's the final word, and me saying that this has ended means this has ended forever. Never take it like that way. Okay, I'm just saying that right now, this end of a connection, your person thinks that they need to accept that things have ended, and you need to accept things have ended, and for now focus on other things, which for you is healing, is what I'm saying. Just to clarify that. Okay, let's get some more. Tell me more about the relationship, the lesson that you need to learn. I feel like one of the major lessons that you need to learn here is acceptance, and that sometimes things do end because there are certain healing, or there are certain parts of you that deserve attention, that deserve healing, that deserve your care, your love, as much love and care you put into the relationship. And that in itself will be transformative and will lead to a new beginning. Okay? Could also mean a new beginning of this relationship, but I mean, like, what needs to happen is that you need to go through some healing at this time. So focus on that. And later on, when you're healed, when those parts of you are healed, you will see things from a different perspective. Like, it will literally be like a light bulb switched on in a dark room. And maybe then, when you look back at this connection, you will find that this person that broke up with you, that left the way they did, all the details will not matter, and you will find that they are the right person for you, or you might move on to somebody else. Okay? But right now, there are still parts of you that need the healing. Okay. So we have the Nine of Swords, again, the Nine of Swords and the Three of Swords energy. This is, you, as I said, I feel that from the Strength card too, like worry, stress, staying up at night, wondering, thinking about this, analyzing this, going over the details in your mind. I feel like that is very much still present in your energy, in your vibe. Let's look at the bottom of the deck energy, the High Priestess. Beautiful. How I look at, if you're watching my video for the very first time, how I look at the bottom of the deck energy is it kind of summarizes the reading for me, the entire vibe of that reading. And with the High Priestess, This is a card of developing your intuition, of healing, raising your consciousness. Okay? So what's happening here essentially with you through this relationship, through this difficult experience, through this breakup, is that you are undergoing a transformation, an awakening that will heighten your sense of self-love, intuition, wisdom, okay? And wisdom as in kind of like the divine feminine wisdom that's very, very intuitive and cannot be explained really, but you just are, like your state of being just is more attuned to your higher self. I'm noticing the moon in the corner and like the rays coming in. So the moon is about healing your shadow aspects to me, one of the meanings. And I feel like the rays, the light, the wisdom, and gaining something out of that healing. Trust the process. Trust that this happened for a good reason, a very good reason. And that in the end, or like as it unfolds, it's going to make you feel more grounded, much better, and much more wiser. And your healing, the more you work on your healing, again, I keep saying that, I think this is like the 5th time, or at least the 4th time, like I'm repeating the message, but your healing is essential in order to move past this relationship, or like this chapter within the relationship. Again, I'm saying that it is possible that you might land up with the same person that you have broken up with. But before you make that approach again, or before you present yourself to this relationship once again, there are parts of you that need to be healed. Okay? Let me get some oracle messages for you, what you need to work on. What do I use? I'm going to use the Osho's and Tarot deck. It's a tarot deck. But I find that it can be used as an oracle deck just because of the nature of the cards. Let me get some oracle messages as to what do you need to learn and what do you need to focus on. What do you need to focus on at this time as you're going through this pain? My heart goes out to you, pal, too. Oh, wow, look at that. Success. So good times are ahead, you know. Be patient as you already are, I feel like. With the Strength card, you're being very patient, very kind to yourself. You're giving yourself the time to heal. And success. Success. Again, feeling literally like the top of the world, you know. And I feel like success is something that you have experienced in your life with the Queen of Coins. As I said, that's the energy of someone that has reached a certain level of success in their life. And again, with the Success card coming in, it's kind of acknowledging that, you know, you got this, like you know what you need to do almost to get to that success within this healing, or with this healing task, healing yourself task. And if you pursue that, if you choose to give yourself, continue giving yourself the love, care, the time, the attention, that you are bound to experience that success with this healing as well. Comparison. This is a card of like conflict. This is the Five of Wands energy in the Osho's and Tarot deck. So it could be that, you know, like I said, conflicting thoughts. Like you see these two tree trunks, like one is a bamboo and the other one, whatever it is, maybe an oak tree. Very different ideologies, two very different people that found each other, connected with each other, but kind of, you know, because of the differences, I feel like, between the two of you, this connection ended. And pay attention to those differences, why this card has come up, or why the Five of Wands. Like, at the time when I was like talking about the Five of Wands, this thought did cross my mind, but I somehow didn't say it. I don't know why. But pay attention or revise in your head the conflict, the ideological, like the basic conflict of values that was present in this connection. And you might gain some wisdom and your perspectives by paying attention to the points of conflict in your connection. Think more deeply about them and consider them more honestly, because that in itself has a lot to teach you, to show you about this connection. Okay? So the conflict somehow being an important teaching point. We have stress. This is, the 9 of, what is it? I don't know. Sometimes I can't remember like what the red, I think it's 7 of Wands, or I don't know. But stress to me, this to me is more closer to the energy of the 9 of Swords. And acknowledge that this relationship was stressful. I feel like this card is saying, even when you were with that person, the kind of stress that they added to this connection, just the stress because of the conflict. And it's almost like this reading is making you see, sometimes after the breakup, we have a much rosier picture of the connection, and a much rosier picture of the person that broke up with us or that disappeared. Even in the way, like if this happened to you, the 5 of Pentacles, the 5 of Coins situation, which talks about abandonment and leaving you with not a lot of answers. This reading is saying, like acknowledge that, acknowledge the pain, the dysfunction that, they displayed or they showed you by being who they were in the connection. Okay? And even now you're left with a lot of stress. You're left with a lot on your plate to deal with, a lot of pain to deal with. But also acknowledging that this relationship was stressful and comparing that with the idea of love in your mind, is that love to you or love to you? How do you define love? And yes, I understand that, there is still love even in those situations, but it feels like the deal-breaking conflict and the differences, which happens, when there are major differences in the way you think, what you value in life, when that happens, to reconcile, it's like you would have to shift or change who you are dramatically, and they would have to change who they are dramatically to arrive at a meeting point. And yes, while you loved certain aspects of them and certain aspects of this relationship, is that a change worth making for yourself? Ask yourself that. Is that something that you can, compromise on? And if your ideologies are the ones that have been wrong, then challenge yourself and change it. And maybe that would align you better to bringing in this connection back. Okay? That's for you to decide. Friendliness. I feel like this connection started off as friends and, kind of like that very detached sort of vibe to begin with, and then, developed into something more. And this also tells me like there has been a long history for some of you with this person where you guys were friends for a long time, to lovers, to, this breakup. But in this, as it unfolded, pay attention to what they showed about themselves to you, is my point. Okay? Let me get some oracle cards as to, some messages for you, what you need to focus on in your spiritual journey. And again, like I said, with this card, I'm getting the sense that, yes, there were certain areas that you guys really came together, or certain aspects of the connection that you did find resonance with the other person. But when it comes to like a relationship, define that for yourself. Self-esteem. this could be you working on your self-esteem, or, you know, both ways, like maybe self-esteem issues with your person becoming kind of like a hindrance to the connection. Because if a person does not think highly of themselves, doesn't accept themselves, self-esteem is not about like thinking highly, but like in a more wholesome way, where you accept yourself with your flaws, with your good points and everything, and know that you're still worthy. If there are issues around that in a connection, and I feel like they were there with you guys, then they become a real blockage to authentically connecting with someone. Okay? So what else? What else do you need to work on? This relationship and this connection, and I'm thinking now of the Five of Pentacles energy here that we saw. It might have made you feel or like injured your self-esteem somewhat a little bit too, just because of the way that you were treated in the connection. For some of you, you know, this card speaks about rebuilding that self-esteem through self-love, patience. Okay. What else? Doubt, again. This is, like I said, self-doubt. And yeah, releasing the need to know all the answers. I'm looking at what's written in the bottom of the card. Like I said, I feel like this person left you with a lot of questions and a lot to think about, and really, pardon my language, but really fucked you up in the head. So now you might be in a place where you're like, I really want to know, like, what went wrong, and what do they think about this? What do you think about that? And like just questions that you might have. And those, of course, in the moment, they feel like very important questions, but Spirit is saying, you know, drop the need to know all the answers, because, you know, whatever they're going to say, that's not going to satisfy you anyways. Like, their answers will not resonate. And it's just, it seems like it's going to be like a spiral of unnecessary, like beating a dead horse to death, you know? And Spirit is saying, you know, don't focus on that at this time. Focus on you. Focus on your healing. And this could be something like the agitation that you feel with not knowing all the answers, that might be confusing you, and that might be causing considerable like distress in you. And you are in distress, as I see from the Nine of Swords and the Three of Swords here, also with the like Seven of Cups energy there. So it is, of course, creating like confusion and doubt, but don't go seeking for answers. You know, keep the focus on you. In your healing, like I said, the High Priestess, again, I keep coming back. The more you heal, the more answers reveal themselves. You'll know, like you will just know. High Priestess is about the ability to tune into your intuition and just knowing the answers, you know. You needn't be told by someone else, like you'll just arrive, like the answers will unfold for you on their own. But keep the focus on you at this time. Surrender to what has happened. Kind of similar to the acceptance vibe. Acceptance and surrender. So don't go seeking answers. Don't go looking to reconnect with this person for now. For now, this is not the right time, Spirit is saying. Okay? It's not the right time. The thing to focus on again is your healing. Just let it be. Okay? It is a difficult situation to be in. Of course, breakups are very, 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 very hard. I can understand that. But surrender. Take a breather for now. Guilt. As I said, there is guilt present in this situation, as in this card is for them. I feel like this is not for you. They do feel guilty. They know what they did, you know. They know that the way they behaved in this connection and towards you, that was wrong. And also, another message that I'm getting, that for now it would be best to step away from all of this and like surrender it, because sometimes when people are feeling guilty about what they did and how they were in a connection, they tend to become defensive, okay? And they tend to become like aggressive in defending their choices and proving to you, who goes looking for answers, that they have been right. And there might be also like, they might also do the, what's that word, where it's like, you know, you're wrong, but you're blaming the other person for your wrongness. What's the word? It will come to me later, but gaslighting. Yeah, that's the word. Where it's like, you hurt the other person, but when they come to you seeking an explanation or an apology, you go, you know, I did this because you did da da da. So it doesn't seem like a situation that you should go poking into and looking for answers. Your person is not ready, but they know what they did. They know that they have been wrong. Okay? But forget about all of that. Focus on you. And this time, I'm going to get one card from the Rumi Oracle deck. It's a highly spiritual deck. The messages are beautiful. And I'm going to read straight from the booklet, because the descriptions in the booklet, like I can't ever describe the card in such a beautiful way as the booklet does. Typically there's a poem, and because Rumi was a poet, this is the Rumi Oracle. I don't know if I said that. There's a poem, and then there's a message along with the poem. Okay. So, divine discontent. This is your card. Okay. Let's go to the booklet and let's get your message. I highly do recommend this deck. And by the way, if you love tarot and oracle decks like I do. Okay. Winter falls upon us, so spring can bring new growth. Cry the tears, allow the longing. Sadness brings surrender and a deep desire to be free. Wow, look at that. Look at that. So again, the message to surrender. Allow yourself to process the pain and know that it is all leading to your transformation. This explains the Ace of Cups. You know, winter falls upon us, so spring can bring new growth. You're growing. This pain has a reason, a much bigger reason than getting an explanation from this person, I feel like. Oh, look at all the cards. I hate that when it happens. But I'm the one doing it, isn't I? All right. So let me read the message. There is a sense within you, perhaps quite obvious to your own conscious mind, or perhaps only dimly registered as an unnameable underlying sense of anxiety that something in your life is not quite right. It may be the sense, even amongst so much gratitude, of a yearning yet to be met, a longing yet to be fulfilled and satisfied. This is the pain of the awakening heart. That heart is capable of bliss and ecstatic reverence for the sheer beauty and wonder of creation. Yet, as the heart matures, there will be a process of deep, passionate longing that awakens for the divine. It is the impatience for the caress of the great lover, for the presence of the divine to come to you. Over time, that longing will grow from a mild inner sense of incompleteness, needing to become whole. It will develop into a holy fever, a sacred rage, a stamping of dancing feet, a pounding of fists upon the altar, and a longing so deep and distressing that one may well break into tears at the impossibility of bearing the pain of a parent separation even a moment longer. Where is my beloved? Cries the awakening heart. I call for my beloved, and yet here I am, still waiting. I can't stand this any longer. As devotion grows and passion for the divine intensifies, so too does this yearning. So much that this may come to feel as though your heart is breaking for the divine. Or perhaps you're not quite there yet. Your heart is attached to smaller gods, which is your status, your jobs, your lover, your body, looking a certain way, or being able to live your life in a particular way. These smaller gods are not necessarily an issue, yet you have drawn this oracle, and so its guidance for you is that divine wants to draw you closer. Sometimes that means we will have the meager meal wrested from our hands so that we may feast upon something far more delectable and grand. Okay, so I've been reading, and as I was reading, I was thinking, this is a very deep message, like very spiritually great in its depth. And I was wondering if I could take a moment to comment, but here's the thing, like I don't know how to express this, but I'll do my best. What this is trying to say is that, the divine, the universe, God, or whatever you call it, it acknowledges the need that you have in your heart of having a kind of relationship that gives you the kind of satisfaction, emotional satisfaction that you seek. Okay? The universe is well aware of that. And sometimes to align you more, in order to manifest that in your life, you have to go through certain pains. Okay? Pain is quite transformative. The power of pain is that it is very, very transformative. That has been a truth of my life as well, personally. And I've seen that happen with several other people, read about it several times over. And what this reading is saying is that, see this pain that you're in right now, the situation that you're in right now, see it something as an experience that is aligning you more to the manifestation that you are seeking already. Okay? That's the kind of that's the essence of what is happening here. Don't see it as like one person, being taken away from your life or whatnot. And as I said, after you heal and after you find your alignment, after you shift, you might still find that, this person that you broke up with, that's the person that you want in your life. You want them back, and which would be absolutely possible, which is absolutely fine. But there are still certain parts of you that need to heal to create the relationship that you want. And that's exactly what your oracle message is saying. Okay? So it is the pain, the real noble pain of the heart that says, there is something more than this inadequacy, this settling for plastic instead of precious gemstones that must end now. I cannot be fed by pixelated sunsets and animation upon my computer screen. I yearn to be blasted by so much radiance and beauty, by the real thing, that I become stupefied. Again, like I said, think about the issues of this connection and ask yourself, honestly ask yourself, were you settling? And if you find, the honest answer to that is yes, it means there are some wounds that were making you feel up until this point that you were not worthy of the real thing. And so go back to your healing. That will align you to the real thing. Don't pay attention to plastic, or don't value plastic and superficial connections so much. Go for the real thing, the real deal. That's the real deal is what will satisfy you and nothing less. Okay? So anyways, I hope that this reading was helpful. I know it was very intense, and everything that I said was like channeled messages. I'm not speaking from my own mind and not here to as a person, as Indie, who am I to advise you. but these were channeled messages, so I hope that they are received in the right spirit. I hope that they were comforting for you, especially for my pile 2 people watching this, that are watching this with a lot of pain. I hope that they were hopeful, and it's kind of an assurance from the divine that, you know, you are protected as you go through this pain. You will be guided. Trust the process. Surrender to it. And there are much, much real, much more beautiful things that are awaiting for you, or that are for you in the near future. Remember the success card that we saw? You know, you are heading there. You're headed there. You're headed to get exactly what your heart has been desiring all this long. Okay? So I'm going to leave your reading here. Thank you so much for watching, for being here. If this reading resonated, please consider giving this a thumbs up, and also subscribing and staying back for more future readings to come. Okay, I'll see you in the next one. Bye, pal 2. Take care of yourselves, okay? Bye. Hi, pal 3. So if you resonated with this dark blue sapphire sparkly pyrite, this is your reading, or maybe it was the Rings of Time oracle card. It is from the Journey of Love oracle deck by Alana Fairchild, and I do recommend that oracle deck in case you were wondering. So if you skipped or missed the intro for any reason, today we are going to be looking at your spiritual journey, where you are at on your spiritual path. And typically these readings go really deep, and there might be some messages in there that might be uncomfortable to hear to your conscious mind, but I do believe that if you are here watching this video, your soul is ready to receive these messages. And we are first going to start with your tarot cards, and then we are going to go into the oracle messages. So let's see what comes up. Sometimes a situation comes up, sometimes it's, you know, just in general, like several areas. So at this point I do not know where it's gonna go, but that's the beauty of it. So we are starting with the Star. Amazing. The Star is a very healing, hopeful energy. And just by the Star card, I feel like you have been through a lot of challenges in the past, but now it's like you are looking into the future with a lot of hope. And there are certain desires of the heart, I feel like, that you are harboring at this time, that you're nursing certain dreams, and you're going boldly towards that, stepping into that path and out of your comfort zone. Almost feels like, see how this creature is stepping out of the tarot card almost. So that's kind of like the vibe that I'm getting just by looking at the Star card. And this tarot deck is the Tarot of Curious Creatures, for those who are interested in that info. So let's get some more. What a wonderful card to start with. Okay. Whoops. Then we have the World. Okay. 2 major arcana cards. I feel like you guys, with the World card, you guys have completed a cycle in life, or closed out several like chapters in your life, in your past, that do not resonate with you, that do not work with you, and you have ended them in a way which comes from a lot of like love and wisdom and understanding of the situations and the people involved. So not from like using force and not using aggression, but kind of, you know, peacefully and calmly allowing things to unfold. But now those chapters have closed, and you are in a very peaceful place. You are feeling really good about yourself, about life, and feeling hopeful. So that's great to see. What else comes up? Where are you on your spiritual journey? You guys are doing good, I feel like, with the Star card and the World card, and also like having closed out a few chapters, or like ending things, or like experience the ending with some things. You're now hopeful and looking ahead into the future. Okay, Nine of Swords, okay. Here comes the worry, here comes the nervousness, here comes the tension, and doubting and fear and all of that. So when you are in a position where, you know, you're starting new chapters in your life, or new chapter, and this could be in any area of your life, like it could be about relationships, it could be about career, making changes in your living situation, okay? So take it as it resonates with you. But when you are in that position where you are walking away from past situations and you're looking to make changes and dreaming ahead, it also can be a very scary place to be in, okay? There are fears and doubts that come up in when we find ourselves in that position, because we do not know what's going to happen next, right? We do not know, and we excuse me. Oh, I'm just going to take a sip of water. Hang on. So it's that mystery of the future, not knowing, that can cause a little bit of worry. Not a little bit, considerable amount with the Nine of Swords energy. And it's also, you know, I find like with the Nine of Swords card, like looking back, like this curious creature is looking back at all of the, like, the other cards, as in the World card, and also the Star card. It's like, you guys must be worried whether, you know, like making those big changes in your life, whether it was the right decision or not, okay? Whatever decisions that you took in the past, there's like, I sense some doubt in your mind coming up, and you asking yourself, like, was that the right move? And where does my life go from here? Okay, so we are looking into that situation, that type of bringing in newness, but being scared. And we have the Magician. Okay, the Magician card is here to assure you that things are going to change, and you're going to feel powerful, and you're going to feel more in charge, and you are definitely, like, the decision to do, if you wonder sometimes about that, whether it was the right decision to, you know, end whatever you ended in whatever area of your life, whether it was right for you or not, the Magician here is assuring you that it was the right decision, okay? You are going to, with the Star energy, there's healing, there's also some healing coming through, as, you know, right now, as your life is unfolding right now. So there's more healing that's coming in, which is going to make you step into your power, and make you feel very powerful in the near future, okay? Like literally, like the world is your oyster. Like you could manifest. Again, manifestation is a theme that comes through for this pile as well. It was relevant to pile 1 as well. So if you want to take a look at pile 1, and if that somewhat, you know, felt like it might be for you at the time and you chose not to, I feel like there are some messages for you with pile 1 too, so take a look. But yeah, with the Magician, everything that is unfolding, you're going to step into your power real soon. 3 major arcana cards amongst like the 4 cards, and that's pretty rare. It happens, but it's rare. So these are like major life changes that you are going through, my pile 3. Okay. All right, 2 cards flipped over, so I'm just gonna ignore that. That was me being clumsy. I do take jumper cards, but only if it's like 1. That's just my rule as a tarot reader. Every reader is different. We have the 10 of Wands. Okay. What's the 10 of Wands energy here? This is the need to drop the burdens of the past. I feel like you might still be dealing with some of the baggage from the past, and might be feeling overwhelmed about it. And but I feel like with this 10 of Wands, it's saying, you know, that the choice in dropping the baggage, okay, and in getting rid of this burdened feeling. It's literally a matter of your choice. Like, you are keeping yourself in this position. I almost feel like Spirit is saying that you have the choice to just let go of the sack of wands and drop it and feel free. So there might be certain things that are making you feel that you're held back in some ways, certain responsibilities, other people, other places you have your energy invested in, that might make you feel like you don't have much choice. Okay, and then you have to deal with it. But Spirit is saying that there is an easier way to resolve this. There's a much better way to handle this burdened feeling, and it is like I said, please see it as a choice that you're making in carrying this burden forward. Almost, I feel like. Okay, I'm gonna read more into that and get more clarification for the Ten of Wands. Spirit, can you please clarify the Ten of Wands energy here? Can you please clarify the Ten of Wands energy? What is this burdened feeling? Please clarify the Ten of Wands energy here. Okay. Oops. We have the Five of Swords. Okay. So with this card, the kind of feeling that I'm getting is, your own conflicting thoughts, and conflicting thoughts is one thing that comes to mind, and also like some of your ideas, some of your perspectives, some of your thoughts about certain issues in your life. Okay, that's the challenge that is coming up here for this reading for pile 3. They are a source of some tension, and they unnecessarily kind of agitate you. So be mindful, pay attention to how you are seeing certain situations in your life, okay? And you might find a lot of like wisdom and a new sense of direction by challenging your own perspective, I feel like, with certain things. And they might look like or might feel like something that you have to deal with in a certain way, but again, Spirit is saying that there is a better way to look at that. And as the reading unfolds, I hope that we will get more clarification on that. But yeah, there are certain things in your life that are still agitating you, that are still a bother, and you see them as restricting, like burdens almost in your life. But Spirit is saying that that's all in your head, and changing your perspective, I feel like will help you resolve those issues. Okay, whatever you feel is blocking your progress or blocking you from heading in the direction that you so want to head in. Okay, we have the High Priestess. Okay, so again, Spirit is acknowledging that you do have the wisdom that you need at this time to navigate your situation, whatever that situation might be. Okay, trust in that knowledge, tune in with your intuition, let yourself be guided by your intuition. Okay, also know that you are divinely guided. Okay, you are, without like your conscious effort, unconsciously, you are being divinely guided into or towards the path that you want to seek at this time. That's the message, the prominent message of the High Priestess. Just a thumbs up for your wisdom. If you are, in a place where you sometimes like doubt yourself, which I see that you are, sometimes worry about the future, like what's going to happen, where am I headed, like am I making the right choice, the right decision? This is a card that's saying, your hopefulness and your desire to head in this new direction, to open up this new chapter in your life, that is being guided by your higher self. Okay? You are on the right path. What else? Oops, this card jumped out. We have strength. Amazing. Real like big major arcana cards and all like so very positive, which means like you guys are really, really rising into your power and stepping into your power and going through these processes right now, whatever they might be. Unfortunately, or like by divine design, I'm not getting like the exact situation that this is referring to, which tells me that this reading might resonate with a lot of people in like different situations in life, whether it's like, you know, seeking new avenues for romance, for business, for career, for lifestyle shifts, for changes. I feel like this is going to resonate with a lot of people, and Spirit here is saying that, you know, you are on track. Strength card is the card that, you know, asks us to exercise a certain amount of self-control. And by that, what I mean is controlling your own vibe, controlling your own thoughts, your own energy, your own emotions, which in turn keeps you aligned with your goals. Okay? So essentially, the Nine of Swords situation, for example, not allowing the negative thoughts, the fear, the doubt, you know, and all that, the worry, not allowing it to overpower yourself, not allowing yourself to, what do you call it, adopt those thoughts and make them your own, but to always know and remain a little distant from them. A little distant from them. Okay, that's what I'm trying to say. And where you should focus on is your own ability, which I feel like you guys have been working on for a very long time, since, you know, you guys have made so many changes in your life, or have manifested these changes in your life, whatever the way may be. Maybe you didn't consciously do it, but the Strength card is saying like you understand the ability that you have already to control those thoughts, control those feelings, and always keep yourself future oriented and aligned with what you want to create. Okay? So that's one of the lessons that you are learning. So it means that there might be, you know, situations that can cause like the Nine of Swords, Ten of Wands, and Five of Swords type of situation in your life, but these challenges are arising, or they are being manifested or being brought to you to help you practice channeling this energy of the Strength card, which is self-control. That's all you need to focus on anyways. You don't have to control the outside world. You don't have to control anybody else. Control yourself, and the rest takes care of itself. Okay? So let's see what else comes up for you guys. Really major processes that you're going through at this time, and Spirit is here saying through the reading, you know, you got this, you will be fine, do not worry, you are on the right track, even though sometimes it might not look so, and sometimes there are things from your past peeking in as that baggage in the Ten of Wands. Regardless, you are on the right track. Keep going, keep moving is the message for you, Valkyrie. We have Death. Death is all about transformation. Another major arcana card. I've never had a reading. I don't remember like having another reading with so many major arcana cards. Okay, so you are going through a transformation, and death, when we speak of death, it is major transformation. It is a new way of being. Okay? So however you have been in your life energetically, that is in your thoughts, in your mind, with your emotions, you are going through a transformation at this time, okay, which will completely change your state of being. A very different way of relating to life, a very different way of relating to the world, a very different perspective, a much better perspective, okay? So this is kind of like a confirmation of, what I see here. And, doubly kind of spirit is reiterating that, this person watching the pile 3 reading is going through major changes of your life. Like I said, this reading is not giving me the context, and I would love to know in the comments down below if you're willing to share with me. Let me know what your story is. Let me know what kind of transformation or what kind of changes have happened in your life, or what kind of changes have you made in your life right now that this reading is talking about, because it is not really giving me the bigger context, which is, it's about relationships or career. So it feels like, as I said, will be applicable to several different situations, and I would love to know if you are willing to share of what your particular story is. Okay, let's get some more. We have the Page of Cups. The Page of Cups, and I'm seeing like an envelope with a message. So this, speaking of not knowing the context, I feel like this is for some of you. This is talking about relationships and love, and wanting to attract the right partner in your life. Okay, I really recommend that you go ahead and watch Pile 1's reading. And I kind of feel like, there might be some messages for you in there as well, but this could be like you wanting to attract some kind of, not some kind of, a romantic relationship, and that's coming your way, and it's very in the near future as you work through this, like transformative time, and you work on controlling your vibe, exercising your spiritual strength, and always keeping yourself aligned to, what you want to create in life, because that is all the work that you have to do, and that is all that you need to focus on. If you are seeking a relationship, and even like from a specific person, waiting to hear from them, wanting to renew the connection from them, which I feel like will resonate with some of you. This Page of Cups is saying that, there's a huge chance, and there's a chance that would happen, that they would reach out, and you would be able to renew the connection. And you know why? Why the big renewal? It's because you have transformed considerably through your life experiences so far. So yeah, for some of you, this is about romance. But big changes are happening, unfolding, coming, and you are on the right track. What else? What are you going through in your spiritual journey? Count 3. We have 2 of Cups. Yes, relationships. This is about relationships for some of you. Definitely, it's going to resonate. 2 of Cups is finding your match, finding a kind of connection that fulfills you. Cups is emotional fulfillment, that really emotionally fulfills you on all levels, I feel like. And this emblem or whatever you have on top, like it's with the wings, it makes me feel like you and your partner will be divinely guided to find each other. Okay, and again, as I said, this could be about a specific person, if you're thinking of them, and this is kind of like the confirmation that it's going to work out, it's going to happen. I am looking at the card at the bottom of the deck, and if you're watching my reading for the very first time, how I look at the bottom of the deck energy is that for me it kind of summarizes the reading itself, and kind of like speaks of the essence of the message. So that is the Queen of Swords, and the Queen of Swords is a very how do you call it? Like, if I have to describe the Queen of Swords, I would say, first of all, that this is a person, okay, that has gone through some, like,
really difficult experiences, pain in life. And the Queen of Swords especially has learned a lot of important lessons, okay, which is what I see that you are going through right now. And she has really imbibed those lessons, really learned from them, okay, really understood them. Excuse me. Really made those lessons her own. Excuse me, I'm just going to take a sip of water. There you go. She has really done a really good job, okay, of learning her lessons and imbibing them, as in now those lessons really guide her path. So that's the sense that I got from this pile as well, that you guys have been, you know, even with the star card, like you have been through a lot, and now you are hopeful and looking towards the future with a lot of hope. But what is essential is to also understand this beautiful message that all the lessons that you have learned in the past and the way you have incorporated those lessons in your life, that's going to work in your favor in keeping your thoughts, like I said with the Strength card, in keeping your thoughts aligned to whatever it is that you seek to bring into your life. And for some of you, I feel like it's a new relationship, okay, or renewal of an old connection, okay. So trust in yourself, trust that everything that you have gone through, the lessons, the pain that you have had to bear up until this point, it was for this purpose, to transform you, to completely like align you, to make you feel positive, more confident, give you more strength, spiritual strength, acknowledge your wisdom. That is what was happening. That is what was happening. What am I trying to say here? That was what was happening. I don't know if that is wrong, but you know what I mean. So it's been quite a journey as I see that unfolded with your reading, pile 3, and lots of major arcana cards. So let's get into the oracle messages and see what lessons you are learning and what you need to focus on. This is the Soul's Journey Oracle deck, in case you were interested. What are the major lessons that you are learning and what do you need to focus on? Worry. Okay, so the 9 of Swords situation, I feel like you are, sometimes you definitely find yourselves worrying about your future, worrying about the situations, you know, the current circumstances. But the lesson that you need to learn is that worry doesn't change an outcome. Okay, so even if you feel negative, this is actually very reassuring that sometimes you might feel very negative about the future, along with the worry that you feel for it, because of your past pains, okay, and because of certain situations that I feel like you find yourself stuck with. But it's a reassuring message to know that your future, or what you bring in, that does not change with worry, with the temporary worry, as long as, you know, you come back to focusing on controlling those thoughts and not identifying and not allowing them to guide your actions, not allowing them to disrupt your plans and everything that you are working on, okay? Try not to fall victim to this 9 of Swords position here. And always know, at least in this situation, and for the people watching this pile 3 reading, I feel like the messages that, you know, you need not worry in the first place, because you're being divinely guided by the star energy and by the High Priestess energy. You are being divinely guided in this path. And but what I mean by divinely guided is that, you know, the answers that you seek, the path that you want, or the direction that you're headed, that will unfold on its own. And all the answers that you're seeking, the way you should be thinking, the what you should be feeling about a situation, that is automatic. Like, it will happen without any application of like will or effort on your part. Okay. Service, I feel good when I help others. So just by fixing yourself, fixing your own vibe, and when you are feeling good, you have an effect, I feel like, on other people in your life. And this is something that you might have noticed, actively noticed by yourself also, I mean. So how do you influence a situation? How do you influence the future? You influence by first taking care of yourself, feeling good within yourself, and, you know, that's it. Like, the rest is taken care of. Everything gets influenced from that place. Like, it's a powerful place to be in. And I feel like Spirit is saying that by teaching you how to do this, believe it or not, it's going to help elevate the consciousness of the world as well. You know, we have the world energy here. I was looking at that. And as you surrender and allow your transformation and work on that, that's going to put you in a position without, like, this is without effort. You know, this is not something that you are, or you have to focus on, like, I need to make others feel good. But Spirit is saying that through you, the consciousness of the world is rising, because understand that you're part of a larger consciousness, okay? Your identity is not that small individual ego identity. So by you raising your consciousness, by focusing on that, you're actually raising the consciousness of the world. Such a beautiful, beautiful task to be given, to be trusted with by the universe. Again, I really recommend that Pile 3 people watch the Pile 1 reading. So, let's get one more. Where are you at your spiritual journey? Relationships. Okay, so I know that, you know, for some of you, this message is going to, or this reading is for some of you that are seeking a relationship. And with the Two of Cups, like I said, you will find somebody that is just right and just, you know, like perfectly aligned to your soul's vibe. And here's what the card says. I am attracted to those people who serve my higher good. So bringing in the kind of connections, romantic or otherwise, this could also be about like other connections, but like really finding people that serve your higher good, that resonate with your vibe, okay? And for a romantic connection, if that is what you're seeking in your life at this time, I feel like, of course, this is a confirmation that you are going to bring in a soulmate type connection that will fulfill you on every level, okay? So now I want to draw a card. I'm going to finish this reading with the Rumi Oracle. It's by the same creator that created this Journey of Love Oracle deck. And in the other two readings, the message from the reading really resonated with the oracle card that was chosen in the first place, like as a pile choice, and it was not intentional. I didn't even look at the cards as I just shuffled out 3 cards and I was like, okay, let's see where this takes us. And it was just for like the words and just the images and whatnot. And whichever resonates, you know, then that's the reading you go into. So it was not an intentional kind of matching of messages. With this one, with the Rings of Time, I kind of feel like this is talking about, or this is saying that, you know, Rings of Time and the changes and the circular kind of like motion, it's talking about, you know, the cycles. You know, as I said, you have been ending certain cycles, certain major cycles in your life, and with the death card. And I feel like this process has been going on for a while now. It's been unfolding for a while now, but you're at the tail end, or it's already ended, and you're now ready to like move on to the next chapter in your life. So that's how I would take the Rings of Time message, that Spirit is acknowledging that this has been going on for a long time, but you are at the tail end, or as I said, you're already at its closure and ready to hope, ready to dream, ready to move on to bigger, better things, things that are more aligned with your soul. Okay, so as I was saying, this is by the same creator that created Journey of Love Oracle. It's the Rumi Oracle. Absolutely love Rumi's poetry. I love these cards. And let's see what comes up as a message for you. The Human Gift. I am going to go into the booklet and read from the booklet. There's typically a poem that goes with the card and a message. So let's see. Okay, Human Gift. I'll read the poem first. O heart, what is your excuse for all these blunders? Such loyalty is offered by the beloved, yet so much treason comes from you. Such kindness is offered by the beloved, yet so much defiance and resistance comes from you. Such grace is offered by the beloved, yet so much fault and failure comes from you. Such attraction is offered by the beloved with sweetness and generosity, yet such jealousy comes from you with so much doubt and suspicion. So, as I said, the challenge of this reading for pile 3, or for you who are watching this, is the need to really trust the process that you are going through right now and drop the worry. Like I said, if you ever find yourself identifying with the worry about the future and the fear of the future, disconnect from it and step into your power and know that you are divinely guided. Okay? I hope this reading resonates, and really not resonates. I hope it resonates, of course, but I really hope that this reading really gets that message through to you, really gets that message through to you, which is, you need not worry. You're already on a guided path. You just have to trust the process. And with the Human Gift, this is acknowledging that as human beings, it's very normal to worry and stress about the future and about not knowing, but rein in those thoughts. Rein in those thoughts, control them, know that they have no effect, okay? They do not affect the outcome, and that you will, regardless of the worry that you feel, you will be divinely guided to that which you are seeking, okay? That's the key message. Now, let me read what it says. Be kind to your heart. You may believe it to be weary from doubt and distrust, so much heartbreak and so much agonies, yet it still beats. Still it persists with unquestioning allegiance to life. What a grand heart it is, this sacred heart of yours. How can it be worthy of anything other than tenderness, gratitude, acknowledgement, and appreciation? Do not plague your heart with falsehoods and expectations of some disembodied perfection. The perfection of your heart is that it loves still, even if you try to stop it with some notion of self-protection from future hurt through doubt or fear. Still it loves. And by love, what Rumi means here, I feel like I need to address that. By love, what it feels like is the desire to have the kind of life and have the kind of future, again, whether it means in terms of relationships or whether you're seeking a type of career, okay? Love means self-love, and knowing that you as a person, you as a soul, you as a divine being is worthy of that. And in the poem, as Rumi says, all of that God offers you very freely, but what interferes with that is your own thoughts, the fear of the future, the worry, the doubt. Okay? So this message is telling you that, divine, divinity, universe, God, whatever you want to call it, they do understand that those are parts of being human, but they're here to assure you again and again and again that you need not worry. Okay? Trust, have faith, have, believe in the power of your dreams. Okay, in the star card, as I said, you're walking in to your future with a lot of like dreams and hopes, and holding them really close to your heart. Look at that. So believe in that, believe in the validity of that, and believe that you will be guided. Okay. It is perfection that it hopes even after despair, that it holds compassion even after it experiences fear. That's the kind of perfecting your heart, or your emotional energy, through this belief, through this faith in the future, and through the trust in the process. That's how you clarify your heart space. You focus on your desire, you focus on the future, you focus on the kind of life that you want to bring in, that you want to manifest. And you do it with the space of knowing that you as a divine being, of course you deserve that. Of course you do. You don't have to do anything to prove yourself. Just make sure that you're controlling your thoughts. Okay? So then, everything is all right, even if at some moments it seems not to be. Okay, so like I said, Nine of Swords energy, sometimes things might look really dark. And this says, even if it seems that way, it is not true. Still, your heart beats in honor of life. The heart can be nurtured and coaxed into gentle acceptance of all that is the divine side, of all that is. Okay, let me read that again. The heart can be nurtured and coaxed into gentle acceptance of all that is, and the divine sight will become available to you. As I was saying, like the path will just unfold. It's not something that you have to go seeking. You just have to acknowledge the desires of your heart. You are meant to be witnessing something important, something that will make the presence of divine in your affairs more real to you. It will be something you can count on at all times, and in that gain greater peace and the realization that yes, it is safe to trust and surrender. And I feel like this something that it's saying that you're witnessing and learning from is the practice of self-control, channeling this strength card. It is done from a place of faith. It is done from a place of trusting the process. Okay? And really, arising and letting your spiritual strength become more powerful in the moments of you witnessing your own thoughts that are driven maybe right now, or at times by fear and by worry. I hope that I made sense here. Okay? So, yeah, I'm going to leave your reading here. I do hope that it resonated to whatever your situation was. If you are willing to share your story, please mention that in the comments below, or write down in the comments below. And yeah, I sincerely wish you all the luck. Please do not worry. You will find a way to resolve all the problems. And it will just be presented to you. Have faith in that. Okay? Really, really, really trust in that. Okay? So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next reading. Bye.